Miss Malawi beauty pageant is back after a 5-year break. Zodiak Broadcasting Station and Nation Publications Limited have taken over the management and running of the beauty pageant from Events Management Limited, the rights holders of the license. I wanted to find out the confidence that Events Management Limited has in the two media organizations in running this particular show. I also wanted to find out how it was like running this show from the dawn of democracy. I'm your usual host, Teresa Temwekandanga. So thank you so much for sparing time to talk to us today. First of all, I would just want to know, Mr. Bima, how was it for you running Miss Malawi, especially from inception at the time that Malawi was introduced to democracy?
Thank you very much, Teresa. You see the pageantry was there, but it was run by government. And in the year 1983, I think 83, 85, Kamuzu banned because of abuse. And the authorities, you know, the leadership, abused a lot of girls. So when it came to the notice of Kamuzu, and banned it. So it was in force from that time until Malawi became a multi-party and became a democratic state. That was the time we thought, well, let's do something socially. And we started in 1995. 1995, we started as a hobby.
When you say we, who is we?
I mean, I couldn't do it alone. I had 1 or 2, 3, 4 people to assist me.
And that's the private sector?
Yeah, where I can say, oh yes. Yeah, so I formed a company known as Professional Fashions. Professional Fashions ran right up to the year 2000. But we went through a lot of ups and downs because hitherto people became very, very anti girls going on the catwalk. They just they thought I am taking the girls to prostitution way.
Why do you think was that? Because you were coming at from a time when it was banned because of the same exploitations, right?
It is so because since it was banned, the TVs were still going on, and the girls could see what is on TV, and they wanted, aspiring to become like some of the girls in the West.
Right.
So naturally, as soon as we became independent, democratic, the following day after unbanning, the following day, girls were in trousers at the Polytechnic, were parading. It was a different story, and most of them were interested to do something forward, not backward, like during the dictatorship time. So I thought, well, let's try something like what the West are doing. There's Miss Universe, there is Miss World, well, that is far-fetched, but Miss South Africa, Miss Botswana, Miss Zambia, this was happening. Right. Miss Zimbabwe, it was happening. Why not us? So we started. It was very difficult to find girls and parade on the catwalk. It was very difficult. More so the parents didn't like the idea of having their girls parade on the catwalk because we had 4 categories. We had the casual, office attire, traditional, and evening. But I think the other one was swimwear. And they didn't like that. They thought the girls were becoming naked.
Yeah. But considering where we were coming from at that time, don't you think that you rushed things a little bit? Just going from a time where women were putting on long dresses to a time where you'd want them to wear some costumes.
True. I tell you, even if they wanted to run naked, they would have done it. They were looking forward into doing these things. I could see it. We used to have girls where people thought the girls had very, very loose morals just because they came. They thought these girls are very cheap.
Right.
And the parents, they just could not stand. And on top of that, the boyfriends, when they saw them on the catwalk, who is organizing this? Oh, Mr. Beamer. Oh my God, yeah. This man, they want to take our girlfriends. Things like that were happening. So it was difficult to go year by year. But eventually, we found girls. Girls are very daring, you know. We found them girls from Polytechnic, Chanko students becoming. But very interesting aspect of this was that the girls never wanted to register, let's say 2 weeks prior or even 3 weeks prior. No, they wanted to wait until 2-3 days before. They will jump in and register. I don't know why, but probably fear from their parents.
Yeah. So you would keep it open for registration for even 2 days before the show?
There was nothing we could do.
Right.
There's nothing. If it was well planned, yeah, no problem. 2, 3, 4 weeks, yeah. But in the event, it was not possible. So we had to headhunt, while driving, scout around looking for girls who might want. So it was. I would drive a car with somebody by side, and we see a good girl, would stop and say, "Hey, go and ask that girl." She would come and say, "Do you want to become Miss Malawi?" They would say, "Oh, me? Oh no, I don't think I can do it." No, don't worry, we'll train you. Eventually, this is why we were getting girls that were really matured and upright. Most of them became really good girls. They have been girls that have been proud. They went on catwalk.
Right. So over the years, did you see the interest of girls in participating growing in terms of the numbers, in terms of the quality of the girls that were coming?
Quality improved, and educational. But we registered the girls from MC, from form 4 girls upward. Initially, only girls from let's say maybe standard 8 who could hardly talk. But eventually, we improved, we fine-tuned, and we found that we are now able to get girls who can talk well, and who are proud of their bodies. Here the two girls, most of them were shy,
Right.
very, very shy, simply because being teased from the general public, especially the boys, and they always told a lot of lies about the other girls. For instance, in 1995, 1996, the girl became Miss Malawi. Her name was Samantha Crozier. She had a child apparently at the age of 14. Okay? But at that time she was 17. We didn't know. She looked perfect. We're on the catwalk. There was power. When she walked on the catwalk, there was power. And she walked with strength and confidence. Her breasts were firm. How could we tell that she had a child before? We didn't. It was one of the girls in the catwalk lot that said, "Did you know that this child had a child?" That was the only time we realized.
So what happened?
Yeah,
after?
they wanted us to remove us, but we thought we've already gone already 6 months, and no, it's okay. Let's just carry on.
Right.
Yeah, so we finished the term.
Right. So throughout the time that you actively ran Miss Malawi, there was always this talk of girls' exploitation. And you kind of touched on that when you spoke as you were handing over the license to Zodiac and Nation Publications.
Yes.
What would you say to those kind of views in terms of how you run the show itself?
As I said, I ran the pageantry single-handedly, and as the interest grew, the girls become more wanted to come to become Miss Malawi, and the most important thing that I noticed is that the proliferation of Miss Polytechnic, Miss Blantyre, Miss Chanko, Miss Chiromo, Miss Chigumola started coming up. All right, so what I did is I allowed the other promoters, small promoters, do these things. I concentrated on Miss Malawi, and then the mothers and the boyfriends and the parents in general, they began to accept, and I'm not very sure really, but I can tell you there are some parents who wanted to hit me.
Why?
They wanted to hit me because they didn't like them taking the girls to the catwalk.
Because of fears of
I don't
exploitation.
know. They
right?
thought I was behaving like a pimp. You know, I'm prostituting the girls. You know, that was. This is what I say. The people don't understand this subject. The people just cannot understand. Like today, people are rushing to sponsor the golf. The club like Wanderers or Butter Bullets,
Yeah.
They go and sponsor willingly, but they won't sponsor Miss Malawi. I don't know. It maybe in the wrong place, but I don't believe. But I know. They always think of nudity, but I have never taken the girls to nudity. Swimwear, if you go into the Mount Sochi or other places, you find people wear swimwear. They're not naked. Same on a catwalk. That category only lasts maximum 3-4 minutes on the catwalk, but they just hated me. But I loved it. I loved the challenge.
It's interesting you say they just hated you, and maybe it's from the conservative kind of culture that we're in. But truth be told, I mean, you were interacting with these young, beautiful Malawian women. Would you say, though, there could be sometimes maybe relationships between the girls and your group
and me,
yourself?
and
yeah,
me.
Yeah. And even the people that run this show with you.
Look, Teresa, I'm a human being. I'm not a tree. We all have feelings, but you can control the feelings.
Right.
You've got to be disciplined in everything that you do. You've got to be disciplined. Surely, girls, 12. Am I going to sleep with these girls? Really? I loved them so passionately that they all loved me as an uncle. Okay? And they all called me Uncle Bima. All of them. And every time, even today, the girls that started from 1995, 96, up to now, we are friends. Very intimate friends. Without going further than sexual activity. So this is it's a big fallacy for people to think that I have been after the girls. Feelings are there, but this can be controlled.
Right.
Yes.
So you ran the show for quite a long time, and then there was a point that you stopped being actively involved in running the pageantry. Would you tell me why?
Yes, I ran the pageantry from 1995 to 005. That's 10 years. 10 years. Then in 2005, December, when when I had taken the last Miss World to
The last Miss Malawi?
The last Miss Malawi to Miss World, to China. When she came back in December, I had a heart attack. This wasn't the first one. My first heart attack was 1996. In 2005, I had 3 heart attacks. And while I was in the ICU at Mwaiwatu, I had a stroke. All right, then I stopped. I couldn't carry on. I was completely disabled. And it took a bit of time. If there is any gap at all, it is because of that gap. So we looked for promoters, young men who could do it. We found one. The desire was good, but it was now becoming a very important financially, very big, to raise money to run Miss Malawi. So although they were managing 50-50. It was not satisfactory.
Right.
So we changed to another promoter who gave us a lot of promises, but didn't work. Then dropped, went for another one. Although I think the other two promoters, I think they managed to send our national to Miss World,
yeah.
but it was full of scandals. There wasn't enough money, or the girls did not give them money, prize money. We heard a lot of problems like that. But we thought, what can we do? What we sustain Miss Malawi permanently? So we've been hunting for a substantial sponsorship. Several people came, but the latest one we thought was the most substantial.
And when you say the latest, you mean Zodiak and Nation Publications?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. And we've been negotiating for the license for close to a year now, since we started. It's being realized only now, but it's good. Mm-hmm. I'm happy, but we had to trim a lot of things, and to run the show today is not cheap.
Right.
Minimum, maybe you can talk about very economically. You can maybe talk about 18 million. Okay. So it has been a pleasure to associate now with the Zodiac.
Right. I will ask the question of these new managers, so to say, Zodiac and Nation Publications. But when you eventually decided, I'm not going to run this show or pageantry actively anymore, something that you have been so passionate about for 10 years, mm-hmm. Was it a difficult decision for you to make?
You know, from 1995, I have been in association with these girls, and for me to decide not to go and run the Miss Malawi show, definitely it has been difficult, but I'm getting on. I'm not a young man now, and the energy is weighing off, and I feel there must be young people to do it, and what those years, those are analog eras. These are digital times. Let the young people carry on. They've got younger ideas, better ideas. I will assist from the experience that I have experienced. I would like to pass it on and assist all the time. Right. There we've got, each pageantry had to groom the girls to finish and the etiquette lessons, general mannerisms, very, very important. So every group of girls, every year, we found that the girls came out ladies, from girls to ladies. They became so fine. They know how to dress, how hygienically they became different. And in January, if they came in registration, in December they became beautiful girls. because we groomed them.
Right.
We taught them how to behave themselves like models. So this is at this point it is very, very important that these girls should be given finishing classes for them to know how to walk, how to talk, and that's what it is. Yeah, I think it is ideal for generally to be taught these girls from secondary schools how they should get on in life.
Okay. So you talk about many people showing interest to run this pageantry, and yet you settled for Zodiac and Nation Publications Limited. I would want to know how much confidence you have in these two institutions that they'll ably run this competition,
Yes.
contest, to the way you visualized it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. The chief executive officer of Nation Publications, Mbumba, at once upon a time, we were in the same committee. Initially, maybe I think it was 1996, 97, in the same committee,
Right.
trying to do Miss Malawi. But I think she became very involved with the nation. So she opted to do her bigger things like a Nation publication. So I carried on. So I'm confident that they will be able to do it because at that time they showed interest. And of late, I must say, right, Mr. Kasako, Gospel Kasako, I know him, and we were together with Malawi Broadcasting Corporation, and he knew what was going on. And when he said to me, Carver, how can't we run the show now that they've got Zodiaktv? I thought, well, this is wonderful. I'm trying to look for someone who can run this show ably like this. Now this organization, they've got good money, they've got good footprint, and they'll be able to do it. But we can assist. We, it's me and company. We can help to do this from where it stopped. Let us try and ensure that the pageantry goes upward, not level.
Right.
Level, you know. So I thought this was ideal. The nation and Zodiac coming together. Well, this is great. This is really great, and I follow Zodiac very, very well, and I think there are a lot of young people who are aspiring, people who think they can do something. They need to show what to do, and they'll do it. They are bright people in Zodiac, and in Nation, they've got the publication to advertise the people. I think it's good.
So when all is said and done, Mr. Bima, what do you want to leave behind as your legacy?
I want people, particularly the young people, the young ladies, young men, to appreciate that this is part and parcel of life. It is, we cannot be an island of loneliness. Let us join like a village. Let's all together. Let's do things together. Let us let Malawi come up socially. If we are going up politically, why can't we go socially also to show that we are able to at least be one step forward instead of looking forward for politics only.
Right.
Yeah.
Mr. Bima, thank you so much for being with us today in the program.
I'm sorry. I don't think I've been very eloquent, but it's all right.
No, it was great actually. We enjoyed having you. Thank you
very
so much
much.
and wishing you the best.
Thank you. Thank you very much.